Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. Now, this is looking at the gospel lesson, Luke, the 10th chapter, and especially at the very beginning when the 70 are sent out, and they're sent out in pairs. And I like this idea of being sent out in pairs because you're not alone, and that's the theme of this this children's sermon for this week, is that you're not alone. That we do this work, that God calls us into a faith that we don't do by ourselves. Every time we have a baptism, or every time we have an affirmation of faith, every time in our liturgy when we have something where one person responds, like in baptism, if the person's old enough to respond and they say, "I do," or things like that. Or the statements of faith, I always have everybody say them with a precursor with, "This is not a faith we do by ourselves." And I love this when Jesus sends them out, and we were sent out in pairs. And there's going to be a callback to last week's second lesson from Galatians, looking at the Spirit, the gifts of the Spirit. But the item I'm using for this week is some play food. You don't have to use play food. You could bring in you could bring in real food. But this idea that I like the idea that these together, you have a carrot, you've got some of these things, and these together are good. I mean, you eat them and they're great. But man, when you take these items and you mix them together, you dice them up and you mix them together, and they become part of life together, they're so much more flavorful. They're so much more tasty. They're so much more interesting. And that we as people of God, when we are sent out, and we are sent out in community, and we are sent out together, and we realize that we're not alone, and we don't have to, nor can we do all of this stuff by ourselves, how much more interesting is this faith. I love it. I love this idea that we're being sent out together. And that the kids, they're part of this entire community, that we are working and we are loving and we are serving, all because of God. But it's so much more interesting to do it together. I love it. I love it. God's work, our hands, all that kind of stuff. So that's the springboard. That's where I'm going with. I hope you can use it. I hope it gets the wheels turning for your own children's sermon. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a blessed week.